Peace to today's OG. It's your brother. It's your tutor. It's your advisor. Salute. Yo, real quick, to help you understand the phenomenon of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was indeed a phenomenon. The phenomenon, greatest effect, is pardon me because this is for my brethren, but I'm going to use this term to make a point. The phenomenon is that Kevin gave the Pookie and Ray Rays, he gave the lesser man a vocabulary, a sight, or argument that they didn't have before. Some men were trapped and couldn't think outside of the trap. Others were blind and never saw it, never heard it. So the same the same ratchet female that has always played like she was above, in some cases preyed on men that they could control psychologically, dominate intellectually, and of course rule sexually. You gotta understand, women learn at a very young age that they can rule you sexually. And that's why dick discipline is so important. Among other things, there's greater reasons than just having discipline. But to the point, the ratchets and their equivalent in the males, let's say it like that. So the phenomenon of Kevin Samuels gave the male equivalents to the ratchets an argument, a vocabulary. Men could always sense and feel the injustice, the passive aggressiveness, the microaggression, the insult, but never having the ability to see it, think their way through it, and more importantly, articulate in a way to win the argument against the ratchets. The ratchets went on Kevin Samuels and he exposed them. He gave the male equivalent to the ratchets a voice. Now again, as I stated in my previous video, that's why you should subscribe and hit the like button. But on my previous video, see, I explained it in the conscious community, what we like to call high value men, men that are God, men that are divine, and no spook though, men that understand the true currency of divine intelligence and the spirituality, or the Macs and the pimps. They have their definition of high value, or the hard-working traditional male as far as his money. All three of these groups have always had this notion or view of what was going on. The high value man never had a prominent spokesman, even though if a lot of them would point to PRTz O'Neal as a general in the manosphere, the red pill movement. So the knowledge has always been there, but the ones who have been the simps and the male equivalent to the ratchets, they have been feeding into this, being conscripted into this modern female, this feminist movement, and didn't have no out. Kevin gave the brothers an out, and that is the phenomenon of Kevin Samuels. He would tell you he didn't make these terms up. he would tell you he's referencing other people. But what nobody has been able to detect, except for me, is that he has given the male equivalent to the ratchet an argument and a wind, W-I-N. And this is why you see so many pop-up channels now of those parroting Kevin, because they now have a say in the battle that they have been losing outside of the conscious community. You heard it here first. You only gonna get this type of deep insight building with the gods. Yes, I am a poor righteous teacher. I am your tutor. I am your advisor. But more importantly, I am your brother. And this is for today's OG. Peace.